The recent PMQ session highlighted a significant clash between UK Labour leader Keir Starmer and Conservative Prime Minister Kemi Badenoch, revolving around how Britain should navigate its relationship with the United States following Donald Trump's re-election. This heated exchange stemmed from differing perspectives on foreign policy, economic stability, and the UK's role in global alliances, sparking a national conversation on how Britain should engage with Trump's America. This debate unfolded with Starmer congratulating Trump on his victory and emphasizing the importance of maintaining the special relationship between the UK and the US, especially in times of global instability. Starmer's approach, intended to be diplomatically neutral, highlighted the need for cooperation between these long-standing allies in addressing shared security concerns and fostering economic stability. However, Badenoch quickly seized on his words, pushing Starmer to take a clear stance on the role Trump will play in UK-US relations. Specifically, she brought up past comments made by members of the Labour Party, notably Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who has openly criticized Trump as a neo-Nazi sympathizing sociopath. This, according to Badenoch, not only strains potential diplomatic relations, but also puts at risk key economic opportunities, such as a new UK-US trade deal. The special relationship under scrutiny. The special relationship between the US and the UK has long been a cornerstone of both nations' foreign policies, stretching back to World War II. Yet Trump's return introduces complexities, particularly given his unpredictable stance on international issues like NATO support, trade policies, and climate change. Trump's America First agenda has historically emphasized protecting American interests over those of allied nations, which has previously led to tension, even with close allies like the UK. This approach led to past trade disputes, which could resurface if Trump pushes for tariff increases that negatively impact British industries, particularly in agriculture and manufacturing. By pressing Starmer, Badenoch positioned the Conservatives as the party ready to make necessary diplomatic overtures to avoid potential economic pitfalls, underscoring their commitment to a pragmatic relationship with the US for economic security. Starmer's cautious diplomacy versus Badenoch's assertive strategy. Starmer's measured approach appeared to prioritize caution, reflecting a preference for multilateral alliances. Labour's foreign policy traditionally seeks stability by aligning with a broader range of allies, which they argue reduces dependency on any single nation. Starmer's reluctance to wholeheartedly embrace Trump's presidency may be informed by Labour's ideological differences with Trump's policies, including his climate change stance and controversial social policies. Labour's strategy, therefore, signals a desire to build partnerships not only with the US, but also with European and Commonwealth nations to create a more balanced and diversified foreign policy. In contrast, Badenoch's assertiveness during PMQs highlighted her commitment to strengthening economic ties with the US. Despite Trump's divisive reputation, she argued that forging strong bilateral agreements with the US could provide the UK with the economic resilience it needs post-Brexit, especially as it rebuilds its economic frameworks independently from the EU. Badenoch's stance is indicative of a broader conservative belief that immediate, tangible gains in trade and security outweigh potential long-term ethical concerns surrounding Trump's policies. This has resonated with conservative supporters who favor a robust approach to securing economic benefits for British industries, especially amidst concerns of inflation and economic slowdowns. Economic and security implications of the UK's stance on Trump. This clash at PMQs underscored the potential economic ramifications of Trump's policies for the UK. In his previous term, Trump's administration imposed tariffs on key industries, sparking fears that he could take similar measures upon his return. The Conservatives argue that by openly supporting Trump and seeking close trade ties, they can minimize the risk of damaging tariffs on British goods, safeguarding the manufacturing and agricultural sectors. On the security front, the relationship with Trump also brings new concerns. Trump's critical stance on NATO and his calls for European allies to bear a larger share of defense spending has led some to question the U.S. commitment to collective defense. This presents a challenge for the UK, which has traditionally relied on a strong NATO alliance as a key component of its national security strategy. By supporting a closer relationship with Trump, the Conservatives signal a willingness to adapt to these changes, while Labour's caution may reflect a need for reassurances that the US will continue to honor its NATO commitments. Public and political reactions to the exchange. The PMQ's exchange has drawn mixed reactions across the political spectrum. Conservative supporters praise Badenoch for her direct approach and assertive defense of UK interests, arguing that her willingness to engage with Trump demonstrates pragmatism and a commitment to economic growth. Conversely, some Labour supporters and moderates view Starmer's reluctance as a reflection of ethical diplomacy, with concerns about Trump's influence on UK policy. Critics argue that aligning too closely with Trump risks alienating other important allies, particularly within the EU, and could compromise the UK's global reputation. The broader implications for UK foreign policy. This clash between Starmer and Badenoch highlights a critical moment for British foreign policy. With Brexit altering the UK's economic landscape, Britain must redefine its place in a world where alliances are increasingly multifaceted. The Conservative vision, as outlined by Badenoch, suggests a willingness to capitalize on the US relationship for immediate benefits, even if that involves navigating Trump's volatile leadership style. Labour, however, signals a different path, emphasizing a balanced foreign policy that does not overly rely on any single partnership, but rather seeks to build a diversified network of alliances. In the coming months, as Trump's policy agenda becomes clearer, the UK will have to weigh its choices carefully. For Starmer, this may mean finding ways to work with the US administration without appearing to fully endorse Trump's controversial stances. For Badenoch and the Conservatives, it may involve pushing forward with trade deals and economic discussions, while managing potential backlash from British constituents concerned about Trump's policies. This exchange at PMQs has set the stage for ongoing debates about the UK's future direction on the global stage, highlighting both opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Conclusion: in summary, the PMQ's exchange between Starmer and Badenoch reflects a deeper ideological divide on how Britain should approach the next phase of its special relationship with the US. Should Britain adopt a pragmatic approach, as advocated by Badenoch, to secure economic gains and prioritize immediate interests, or should it follow Starmer's caution, focusing on ethical considerations and multilateral alliances that aim for long-term stability? This debate will likely influence public opinion and political decisions in the months to come as the UK navigates its position in a rapidly changing global environment. The nation's ultimate choice could define Britain's identity on the world stage and its capacity to protect its economic and security interests amid an era of geopolitical shifts.